Solomon was called the wisest king, but legends whisper of something far more unsettling. He was also a master of demons. While the world remembers his temple and his judgment, ancient texts reveal a different truth. Solomon wielded a ring of power that could bind the very forces of hell itself. The Testament of Solomon and forgotten grimoires describe not just a wise ruler, but a sorcerer king who commanded spirits with terrifying precision. These 5 entities were more than servants. They were prisoners, bound by seals and forced to build his temple, reveal hidden treasures, and bend reality to his will. But who were these demons really? Welcome to Ancient Underworld, where gods fall, monsters rise, and devils whisper through the shadows of forgotten myths. If you enjoy exploring the dark side of mythology, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another forgotten tale. King of lust and chaos, ASMODEUS lurks in the depths of Solomon's darkest legends. This demon possesses 3 heads, a bull, a man, and a ram. He rides atop an infernal dragon with a serpent tail and flames erupting from his mouth. His presence alone could ignite destructive passions, shatter marriages, and reduce kingdoms to ash. According to the Testament of Solomon, ASMODEUS was no ordinary spirit. He was royalty among demons, commanding vast legions and spreading chaos wherever his influence touched. His domain stretched across the realms of lust, wrath, and unchecked emotion. Kings trembled at his name, entire bloodlines fell to his whispered temptations. But you see, even this prince of hell fell to Solomon's ring, but was a mortal king able to bind such a force? Solomon trapped him not through brute force, but through cunning. He bound the demon with seals that forced him to reveal the locations of hidden treasures buried beneath the earth. ASMODEUS was compelled to share secrets of forbidden knowledge that had been lost to time. He was also bound in chains of divine authority, and the demon served Solomon's will. He cut stones for the temple with supernatural strength that no mortal could match. Yet ancient texts revealed something more shocking, alerting that ASMODEUS's resentment never faded. It festered like a wound that would eventually consume even the wisest of kings. Some traditions claim that ASMODEUS eventually turned the tables. He stole Solomon's ring and cast the king into exile. For years, Solomon wandered as a beggar while the demon ruled in his place. A reminder that those who traffic with such forces risk becoming their victims. ORNIAS, this creature feeds on the very life force of mortals. A predator that manifested at the temple construction sites, draining the vitality of workers who labored on Solomon's grand structure. ORNIAS would visit the builders at night, draining their strength, stealing their youth, and leaving them as hollow shells unable to continue their sacred work. His touch brought weakness, his presence brought decay. Workers began to fear the darkness, knowing that dawn might find their companions aged beyond recognition. But you see, when this life-draining demon meets divine authority, Solomon used his ring to command the demon to cease his predation. Instead of feeding on human life force, ORNIAS was bound to redirect his supernatural strength. He was forced to cut the massive stones that would form the temple's foundation. The transformation was complete yet disturbing. The demon's inhuman strength, once used to drain and destroy, now served to build the most sacred structure in Israel. ORNIAS cut stones with precision that defied human capability. Where human hands would have taken months, the demon completed the work in a matter of days. This binding demonstrates Solomon's ability to transform the very nature of evil itself, converting ORNIAS' dark powers into a symbol of supernatural labor, of creation, and workers were spared from his hunger. But at what cost did Solomon offer for this? Ancient texts hint at a very disturbing price, stating that each stone cut by ORNIAS' hands carried traces of otherworldly influence. The very foundations of Solomon's temple were now infused with the essence of bound demons. Beelzebub stands at the pinnacle of the demonic hierarchy. Also, the Lord of the Flies, a prince of hell whose authority rivaled that of earthly kings. Unlike lesser demons, this entity commanded respect even from Solomon himself. Ancient grimoires describe him as a figure of terrible majesty, sometimes manifesting as a gigantic fly, other times as a man of intimidating presence with eyes that held the weight of ages. But the binding of Beelzebub also represented Solomon's greatest achievement in demon mastery. This was not merely controlling a spirit. This was compelling for one of Hell's governing princes to acknowledge mortal authority. When a prince of Hell submits to a mortal king, it signals that the mortal has crossed into territory reserved for divine beings. Here comes the toughest thought. What knowledge could be worth such a dangerous alliance? But before we dive deeper into these forbidden mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because what we're about to reveal gets even more scary. According to later grimoires linked to Solomon's methods, Beelzebub granted the king insights into the deepest mysteries of existence. The demon revealed knowledge about the structure of reality itself, the movements of celestial bodies, and the hidden connections between all things that govern the universe. However, their relationship crossed the boundaries of normal spiritual authority. Beelzebub's submission was not born of fear, but of recognition. Solomon possessed something even demons desired: access to divine wisdom. The Prince of Hell became both servant and teacher, bound to serve yet capable of corrupting through the very knowledge he provided. The alliance also influenced centuries of magical practice. Occultists sought to replicate Solomon's methods of compelling high-ranking demons into service. Yet legends suggest that dealing with demon royalty ultimately contributed to Solomon's spiritual downfall. The price became clear over time, that no mortal can traffic with such forces without consequence. The wisdom gained from Beelzebub came with a cost. The gradual erosion of Solomon's connection to divine grace was replaced by knowledge that belonged in infernal realms. Astaroth moves through Solomon's court as a spirit of knowledge and keeper of secrets. This demon's whispers could unlock mysteries hidden since the foundation of the world. This entity appeared as a beautiful angel corrupted, carrying the weight of forbidden wisdom. Astaroth specialized in revealing hidden places, uncovering buried treasures, and answering questions about the past, present, and future. Unlike demons of destruction, Astaroth trafficked in information. Solomon summoned this spirit not for construction or warfare, but for intelligence gathering. The demon could reveal secrets that would secure his kingdom's prosperity for generations. Astaroth's cooperation was purchased through carefully crafted seal magic and contracts. Through Astaroth, Solomon learned the locations of gold deposits that funded his grand projects. The demon revealed the weaknesses of rival kingdoms, exposing their military strategies and diplomatic secrets. No conspiracy could remain hidden when this spirit applied its supernatural perception. Solomon's enemies found their plans exposed before they could act. But should this intelligence gathering also be for spiritual corruption? The binding of Astaroth became foundational to later magical traditions. Medieval grimoires describe elaborate rituals based on Solomon's methods. Magicians sought to replicate his success in compelling this demon's service. Yet knowledge from such sources came with spiritual contamination. Each secret revealed by Astaroth carried traces of infernal influence. This gradually corrupted Solomon's judgment and also led him toward the very mistakes that would fragment his kingdom after his death. Astaroth represented the seductive danger of forbidden knowledge, the promise of unlimited understanding paired with the gradual erosion of moral boundaries. But Solomon's greatest feat was not the binding of individual spirits, it was the creation of an entire supernatural army. According to mythology, he trapped 72 demons within a brass vessel, sealed with his ring and hidden away. This wasn't mere imprisonment, it was the ultimate demonstration of Solomon's power over the infernal realm. The brass vessel contained demons of every rank and ability. Some commanded knowledge of past and future events. Others could transform base metals into gold or reveal the locations of buried treasures. Each of the 72 spirits possessed unique powers that, when properly controlled, could grant their master dominion over both natural and supernatural forces. But this was the most mysterious. What happens when a king commands an army of demons? The testament describes how Solomon interrogated each demon, learning their names, powers, and weaknesses before binding them into service. This systematic approach transformed chaotic supernatural forces into organized tools of royal power. Some demons were capable of transporting materials across impossible distances. Others worked with inhuman precision on construction projects that defied natural law. Still others provided intelligence and strategic guidance that kept Solomon's enemies at bay. The brass vessel became a repository of power, elevating Solomon above all other kings of his era. This binding became the foundation for the Lesser Key of Solomon, the famous grimoire that lists all 72 demons. Each spirit's description traces back to Solomon's original encounters and the methods he used to control them. The Ars Goetia remains one of the most influential texts in Western occultism to this day, but containing such power came with consequences. The vessel's influence spread throughout Solomon's kingdom, gradually corrupting the spiritual atmosphere. When Solomon died, the vessel was lost. The 72 spirits eventually escaped, spreading across the world to influence human affairs for centuries to come. Solomon's true legacy isn't his wisdom or his temple, it's the revelation that mortal power can extend into supernatural realms, but only at tremendous spiritual cost. Each demon he controlled left its mark, each binding extracted a piece of his soul, and each display of supernatural authority drew him further from the divine wisdom that made him great. The question remains, did Solomon master these demons, or did they ultimately master him? His kingdom fractured after his death, his temple was destroyed, and his great works crumbled to dust. Yet the demons he bound continue to influence our world, their names still invoked by those who seek forbidden power. The 72 spirits Solomon trapped still move through human affairs today. Which of these demons would you dare to learn about? Comment below with your choice, and we shall uncover it next, and subscribe for more forbidden knowledge that history tried to bury. As always, question everything, research deeply, and remember some knowledge comes with a price.